People look at you today, 20 years later, and they still have no idea what you're about. Tell me in a sentence who you are.
Nobody. I'm nobody. I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a straight razor if you get too close to me.
In the summer of 1969, horrifying crimes shook the city of Los Angeles. Blood on the walls, innocent victims, and terror the world had never seen before. But the man behind this horror never held a knife himself. His name was Charles Manson, a cult leader, a man with a demonic charisma, and someone whose followers were willing to do anything for him, even murder. Who was this man? And how did he turn from a troubled boy into a symbol of evil? Join us on this chilling story that will take you deep into the mind of one of the most dangerous criminals in history. Charles Manson was born on November 12, 1934, in Cincinnati, Ohio. His childhood was far from normal. His mother, Kathleen Maddox, was only 16, a troubled young woman caught up in alcohol and petty crimes. And his father? Manson never knew him. At the age of 5, his mother would leave him with neighbors or in foster homes while she spent her time in bars or in jail. By his teenage years, Manson had already embarked on a life of crime, stealing cars, robbing stores, escaping reform schools. He was intelligent, but he used his intelligence to manipulate others. He spent most of his youth behind bars, where he learned how to read people, exploit their weaknesses, and control them. In prison, Manson discovered his strongest weapon, charisma. In 1967, he was released at the age of 30. Outside, the world was boiling with the revolution of the 1960s. Free love, music, rebellion. For Manson, this was not just a cultural shift. It was an opportunity to build his own empire. Manson moved to San Francisco, the heart of hippie culture. There he began gathering his followers. They weren't hardened criminals. They were lost young people, mostly women. Searching for meaning in their lives, Manson gave them what they craved, the sense of belonging. A strange philosophy mixing religion, music, and drugs. He called his group the Manson Family. Manson used drugs, especially LSD, to control his followers. But he wasn't only a cult leader, he dreamed of becoming a rock star. He tried recording songs and even got close to big names in the music industry. But his failure to achieve fame ignited a burning rage inside him. That's when he began speaking about Helter Skelter, a prophecy he drew from a Beatles song. For Manson, it foretold a coming race war that would end the world, and from its ashes, he and his family would rise as rulers of the new world. In the summer of 1969, Manson's delusions turned into a nightmare. On the night of August 8, he sent 4 of his followers to a house on Cielo Drive in Los Angeles. The home belonged to director Roman Polanski and his wife, actress Sharon Tate. Sharon, 8 months pregnant, was hosting friends that night, but what happened next was unimaginable. His followers broke into the home and carried out a massacre. Sharon Tate and 4 others were brutally murdered. The killers scrawled words like pig and blood across the walls. The following night, they targeted Lino and Rosemary LaBianca, an innocent couple, in another horrific crime. The goal, to spread terror and ignite Helter Skelter. But why Manson himself wasn't even at the crime scenes? He was the mastermind, convincing his followers that these murders would trigger the racial apocalypse he prophesied. He believed the world would collapse, and he would rise to lead the survivors. By late 1969, police began connecting the dots. Small pieces of evidence, fingerprints, testimonies from defecting family members led to Manson's arrest, along with his followers. At the trial, Manson shocked the world. He laughed, sang, and shouted, seemingly enjoying the chaos he had unleashed. In 1971, Manson and several of his followers were convicted of murder and conspiracy. He was sentenced to death, but the sentence was later commuted to life in prison. Manson spent the rest of his life behind bars until his death in 2017. Yet, his influence never disappeared. His story inspired films, books, and even songs, cementing him as a symbol of the darkness that can hide within the human soul. The story of Charles Manson is more than just the story of a criminal. It's a warning about the power of manipulation and the darkness that can grow in human minds. How could one man lead others to commit such acts? That question still haunts us today. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss our next mystery story. And share this video with your friends who love true crimes and mysteries. See you in the next story.